You're listening to Feel Good Astrology with Louisa Tanner-Munson. To request a reading with Louisa, go to www.feelgoodastrology.com.
Welcome back, Cancer. This is your 5-minute forecast for the month of March. Now, there's been a lot going on. There's some huge healing events going on, which is obviously really important for you because being so touchy-feely, being ruled by the moon, you're super sensitive to what's going on and tend to feel a lot of the kind of totality of what's going on. But there's also the sensitivity, like the feeling of connection to everyone is like real empathy, but there's also like an oversensitivity, which I can see has been really exacerbated over this last month. Now, the first thing that I notice is on the 2nd, Mercury is moving from the sign of Aquarius and into the sign of Pisces. Now, that's kind of significant because that's where the movement is right now between the we've got Saturn moving from the sign of Aquarius and into the sign of Pisces. Now, what's going on here, I see, is that over the last short while, your thinking has definitely been around old, ancestral, generational, family patterns. And the things that you've been thinking of are the sort of value systems that it's really easy to get caught up in. So things like blame, shame, guilt, and anger have been the real motifs of the healing events that have been going on for you. And in particular, the things that you've been thinking about, writing about, concentrating about in general. Now, from the 3rd, what that's really showing, from the 2nd, what that's moving into and evolving into is an integration. It feels like whatever has been going on is being integrated, so where is blame going to be? Where are you going to put the shame to? Where's the guilt going to go to? And where's the anger going to go to? It's a time to integrate all of these emotions, all of the thinking that you've had around these emotions. It's almost like there's a greater context arriving for you. There's this greater way of seeing things and understanding things. So I actually think it could be quite uncomfortable, but I think there's going to be quite a few significant aha moments where all of a sudden there is this, I don't want to say a moment of peace, but it's almost like this moment of realization, and that's always helpful. Now, on the 7th, we've also got Saturn making that journey from Aquarius into the sign of Pisces. Now, Saturn has been in your 8th house for ages, and that has really brought out a lot of sort of judgmental thinking and feeling, not just from you, but from people around you. And Saturn in the 8th really brings out the fear. It really emphasizes all the fear type things that are going on, not just in your life, but in the world. So it's actually a time where unbeknownst to us, we end up cutting people out and cutting people off because our fears tend to dominate. Now that Saturn, which shows us where our limitations are coming in, Saturn is going into your 9th house. It's also a full moon on the 7th. And there is this greater challenge. And that challenge is, how can you not limit your thinking? Saturn is coming in there to rewire the way you see the world. It's coming in to rewire your sense of religion, spirituality, politics, philosophies. And if you are able to see the rewiring of your thinking as an opportunity to grow, I think actually Saturn's going to be very, very helpful. It's also really good for people who are involved in publishing and sharing contextual messages. Saturn going into this sign is really going to boost your ability to reach more people. I see that as being very good. So the full moon is a very big day on the 7th. Now, the next place I want to really move on to is from the 16th, we've got Venus going into the sign of Taurus, which is your 10th house. It actually feels like your 11th house. It's a time where you're actually wanting to reconcile, where you're wanting, with this new information that's coming in, your new realizations, you're starting to soften, you're starting to want to connect again, and realizing how things have evolved and how things have gone a bit out of whack. And from the 19th, it just feels like it's almost like an ambition to move into a new direction and to get very, very clear and start moving again. It just feels like all of this thinking has held you back from taking action. So I do see you really starting to take action from the 19th. And then we've got the 20th and 21st, and they are really about how you stand in the world and how you show up. And what I'm really seeing is it almost feels like your new year is actually really starting, and you're able to start to move forwards, feel clearer, and to take action about your greater vision for yourself. So I'm going to leave that there. If that's helpful, I'm really happy. Please do check out the other episodes I've done for you, and my other recordings about what's going on in general. I do think there's a lot in there that can really help you, Cancer. So anyway, lots of love. Have a great month ahead, and catch you next month. Bye for now.
To request a reading with Louisa, go to www.feelgoodastrology.com.